What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to your favorite podcast, Hustle Haven. We're your hosts, River the Realtor.
I'm Taisha Renee.
And y'all, remember
Back
week
with
one when we
another
told
one.
y'all that the thing we was most excited about was what?
Special guest.
The special guest on the show because the
Special
lineup was too
guest.
fire. Today is, as he put it, the debut of the guest for Hustle Haven, y'all. We got somebody super special when it comes to entrepreneurship, especially here in Atlanta, y'all. He is a serial entrepreneur. He is a mogul when it comes to fashion. He has really headlined and done some huge things. And dress some of y'all favorite people like Mulatto,
Okay.
21, Thug. The list literally goes on. And he's here today to talk about entrepreneurship and really how y'all can get in y'all bag. So without any further ado, y'all, we have today in the studio, Mr. Ropa Ricch.
For sure. Thank you for that introduction. That was lit.
That was fun.
What a music.
We'll
that introduction was lit though.
Thank
But
you.
yeah.
Okay, that was my introduction. But tell everybody about you. Like, give us a little background about who you are, your business, your brand, all of that.
Okay, cool. So my name Ropa Ricch. I'm from Chicago, South Side.
Oh, I didn't know he was from Chicago.
Girl,
Here we go.
Wait, do the wide angle.
Here we go.
But yeah, grew up out west and out south, but I moved out south when I was probably like in middle school. I took a liking to like fashion just growing up, like in the household of my cousins, like at my grandma's house. They was always older, so they'd come in with all the, you feel me, pellies, and you feel me? Like I was just
Wait, she's
catching
from
it.
South
Like,
Carolina. Did y'all wear pellies?
it
I don't
ain't
know what that
cold.
is.
Okay, so like the
Okay.
leather jackets were like, you seen Belly before?
Yeah.
So like that type of get up. Like,
No, it doesn't get, that cold.
all right, for
Okay.
sure.
The
We don't
pellies.
need
But
pellies.
yeah, like, like stuff like that, the Timbs, you feel me? Like I grew up in it. Like I'm from there. So it was like I had no choice but to like it and take a liking to it. So from that point, like I started dressing myself in middle school and I started seeing like the reactions, like you feel me? Like people compliment me, like you feel
Okay,
me?
best dress.
That's when you start getting into like
Let's give him
the
best dress.
girls and like you start cleaning off your shoes when you go home. So
sure.
boom. So I started like seeing all that, seeing the reactions. Then that made me really just want to like step up like my, my fits and all that. And then by the time I got to high school, everybody was just always like, man, you fresh, or like, you feel me? I like your outfit. So I ain't knew that I wanted to start a brand, but I knew like whatever I did, I wanted it to do with fashion. So I just kept going along and then it just came to me, starting a brand.
I feel like it really came to life. I remember like the Ricchezza, like high school era.
Yeah.
And like seeing how much it's grown now. It's kind of crazy. But I think one big thing about all of us is we're all not from Atlanta. And we all now have businesses here in Atlanta, businesses that are thriving. That was me dusting a little shoulder off. So I want to hear from both of y'all really like, how did you kind of like come to Atlanta and pivot? Like this is not your city. You don't really got the backing of a city behind you. Like how did you come here and really start taking over the space?
First of all, I came here solely because of college, like school. Like if it wasn't for school, I would never be in Atlanta. So I applied to one school, which was Clark, Atlanta. I got accepted. I came here, and from that point on, I just was me. Like just being you, and like mingling and networking, but not even trying to network, just being you and whoever come around. It just happened like that. And like Atlanta is like a melting pot. So
That's a fact.
as long as you doing whatever you got to do in your field, like people gonna come along and you just network with who you network and build with
I've
who
met
you
more
build with.
people from not from Atlanta in Atlanta than people actually from Atlanta in Atlanta. So how was your transition?
Mine was kind of the same. So I'm from South Carolina. Then I moved to New York for like 3 years. And then I wanted to come back home, move a little bit closer. So it was between Atlanta or Charlotte. Whoever gave me a job is where I was going.
I'm screaming.
So I got the job here. But I moved here as soon as COVID hit. So I moved at the end of 2019. So COVID hit 2020. So it was really like, no going out. I didn't really get the Atlanta scene, I feel like. So I would say social media for me.
Yeah.
Most of the people I've met are like just following people, interacting with them, engaging with them. Most people I have networked with in the rooms that I have been in is because I'm active on social media. I reached out like, hey, like I'm in real estate. I'm trying to do this. I see you bossing up. Like, you need some help?
See, I feel like I'm much different. Like, I don't know. I think like kind of being from Chicago, I'm very wary of people. So just kind of stepping out, being on social media, like, oh, let's link. It's like,
we like,
I need to do a background check before we link because I don't really know what type of time you on. But
No, for
I
real.
think similarly to you, like I think authenticity is kind of what like pushed me through and helped me kind of build a brand in Atlanta. Because it's like I can only be me. Like one thing about River, you either love me or you like I hate that girl. Like she's horrible. There's no real in between. So I think like showing up as myself is like how I kind of pivoted to build a brand in a city where I really didn't know anybody. But I guess I feel like for you, your brand really has taken off tremendously. Like I be watching TV shows, seeing people's concerts, seeing people in your clothing brand. What was like that moment for you? Like when did you realize like
I'm about to take
I'm
off.
really on right now.
I'm about to take off.
To be honest, so my homie, he was like a photographer or whatever for Young Thug. And I had been, this like 2018. I had, like been posting my clothes, like been putting out clothes or whatever, like since early 17. But this just show you like consistency. Like you just gotta be consistent. You never know who watching.
Let's say that again.
Consistency. You gotta be consistent. You never know who watching. So just, me doing my little 1-2, taking pictures of clothes, putting out clothes, designing. So my homie hit me. He like, man, I showed Thug some of your clothes. Like, he like, whenever you get a load in, just, you feel me, pull up to the studio. He like, just hit me. I told him, like, I got a load in right now. Like, I can pull up right now. Imagine it was like 2 in the morning, like 2:30 in the morning. I was like, I'm finna
stay ready. So you ain't gotta get ready.
No, for sure. So, he like, I bet, pull up. So I pulled up to the studio. Boom, met Thug, chopped it up with him. He was recording. And like, he had stopped recording. He looked back. He was like, hey, who you do this with? I was like, me, like, Dolo. He was like, how you get the money to do this? Like, he was just straight up like, how you get the money to do this? I told him, like, I be, like, getting it however I get it. He like, man, look, you ain't got to do that no more. Just put 1,000% of your energy in this. Don't even worry about none of that. Like, you going to go. Then, like, the next morning, feel me, he was all on this one. Like, Snapchat was busting. Like, everything was, like, all the social media. He was all, Snapchat. You feel me, all in it. Like, all on the camera, posting it. And he wore, like, Ricchezza for, like, a month straight. Like everything Ricchezza. Yeah. So, after that, I was like, I bet. Like, I'm in the mix, though.
I like that.
It's like when you in the dough, like you feel me, you gotta keep going. Like when you press that button, you can't stop. So
no, I think you said some big stuff right there. I think one of the things that people like always shy away from is like when you have your moment where somebody who can really like take your career to the next level, like you can't just half step. You can't be scared to like step into that room. Like you said it was 2:00 in the morning, you was on your way. Like other people would have been like, oh, like
I'm gonna come in the morning.
I'm gonna find the time. Like when the time is now, the time is now.
Free Thug, man.
No,
for
shout out to Thug. I love that motivation that he gave you on the first day, like without even knowing who you are.
Yeah, he was straight to it. So like he showed me, you feel me, real. I had to show it back to him. And stay consistent. Like that was my ode to him. Like you feel me? Like I gotta keep it going. Like
Yeah. What year was that? So you started in 2017. What year?
This was like the beginning of 2018 for like the winter 2018. So like probably like February. Around this time of 2018.
Okay. Nice.
So let's talk about back end, right? Because I feel like everybody like gets a grand idea and they're like, I might as well go start doing this. Like I even feel like me in real estate. I remember like studying for the test and like I didn't really know that I wanted to do real estate, but I'm like, I need some money. I need to be entrepreneur. I need a business. I wasn't really thinking about like all the things that was required to be successful in this business. So when it comes to like how you build your business and how you really essentially build your brand, like what were some really, really important steps to like getting you to be a recognized?
So first and foremost, my brand name is Ricchezza, and that means wealth in Italian. So like I already had it in my mind, like, okay, like I can't just put my stuff out. Like I'm not half stepping like that. It's not me, you feel me? So I gotta line up the dots and like make sure everything right. So you feel me? Whether it was like working a job or like doing what I had to do to get money, like I made sure I built it up. So when it was time to present it, it'd be presentable the way I wanted it to be. You feel me? Looked at.
Facts. How about you? Because I know real estate, I feel like our career is a lot different than like if you have like an e-commerce business or like a product on hand business. Like how did you start building, step by step wise to become a brand where people are like, okay, real estate, I know that girl Taisha, like, I'm going to call her.
I think, like you said earlier, just being yourself. I feel like you can get on social media, and if you go on a realtor's page, you know that they're a realtor. Yeah. And because they're all posting the same things, like the pictures look the same, the poses look the same, they're all doing the same type of thing. So I just being myself. Like, I don't want to post this house every day. Like, I want to post me outside. I want to post me doing the podcast. Like, I want to do other things other than just saying I'm a realtor. Yes, I'm a realtor, but I'm also a podcast host. I'm also, a Southern girl who likes to eat and have a good time. So, like, branding myself outside of real estate, but still showing I'm professional. I'm me. Like, I'm lit. Let's have a ball.
Yeah, lifestyle and personality. Like, that's key when it comes to, like, branding, because it's, like, social media. Like, social media is, like, really just like reality. Like,
let's talk about this though, because social media is fake. Okay, right. I feel like lifestyle is tricky. Only because it's like, if you don't really know me, you don't really know me.
True.
If you know River the Realtor, you don't know me. No shade, right? But I feel like who River is and who River, like y'all both know River.
I'm not gonna say the name, but I know River.
Y'all know River. And then there's River, because I feel like sometimes like really showcasing my life and the type of business that I have, those two things don't really coincide. Like I feel like because you're in like a space where like being yourself completely and like showing up and dressing, like that's kind of what got you where you were. People liked how you dress, they liked how you express yourself, so they want to see that from you. But like I feel like on our side of business, like I can't really like.
I mean, I'm not showing y'all when I'm at, brunch and
you could be
bottomless
yourself,
mimosas and I'm going crazy. But it's kind of like for realtors, it's like you kind of have to like draw the line, and it's not like I don't want to post it because I'm not being myself. Myself is not me posting me wilding out. I'm just not interested in doing that. Like
myself is like the no filter, but you have to kind of
see what you see. And I feel like it's the Capricorn energy. Like I let you know what I want you to know. And then if you know me, like I'm having a ball.
So what advice, what do y'all feel like, somebody like for me, my biggest fear always is if I'm too much of me, especially when I started real estate, I'm 24, I'm young, I'm just a girl, ladies. I was having a good time. If I showcase that, then I'm scared that certain people are going to tap in like, I'm not taking her seriously as a professional. I don't want to work with her. And like, I'm going to be losing clientele. Like, what do you think that
we get deep
line is?
That's deep.
Okay, cool. So it depends on like the occupation and like your field of like, you feel me, work, like your career. Like, okay, so like certain like occupations, you got to keep a certain level of professionalism. You see what I'm saying? So in your case, like, it's cool to separate the personal from work because that's what's going on for real. But in my case, it's like, and I ain't gonna lie, I still feel like I'm private. I'm a private person still, but it's like, you got to show lifestyle because I have a lifestyle brand, like Ricchezza mean well. So people want to see that when they put on the clothes, they feel like they getting a piece of like the lifestyle with it.
They want to drip.
I got to show a little more, you know what I'm saying? So that's where it like differentiate between like the occupations and like your career fields.
Yeah. I think one big thing I could say about everybody on this couch is that we are very successful entrepreneurs, and I love that for us. Shout out to Chicago.
Congrats to y'all.
In South Carolina.
It's South Carolina.
I rock with South Carolina. I ain't gonna lie, I rock with South Carolina. What part you from?
For me.
We'll say Hemingway to be exact.
Yeah, shout out to Hemingway.
For sure.
Y'all.
H-Way.
And that's what we say.
H-Way? See, look, I'm in tune. I'm tapped in for sure.
Okay, so I feel like people see a lot of like when we talk about what we're showing, right? Your brand means wealth. We're trying to always show like we're making a sale, but it's really not like that, right? Everything is not always peaches and cream. What is like one moment that you feel like entrepreneurship was kind of like beating you, like almost like beating you to the point you're like, I don't know if this really my lane.
All right, so like, thank God I never felt like I had to question, like, continue to do it.
Dang, I love that for you.
Like, you feel me? Thank God.
This morning was like, do I really want to do real estate?
But what, like, I did run into like some tough times and like where I had to make some decisions. Like, dang, like, should I go here or you feel me? Because it's like being an entrepreneur, like people be forgetting like you gotta handle everything. Like you can't call and look up to nobody, you feel me, and ask them for this. Like people asking you, or like you still gotta like run your business, you still gotta live your life, you still gotta take care of other responsibilities too. So it's like that's the part about being an entrepreneur that people don't want to see or people like look over. But you feel me, that's important. You gotta look at that when you think about being an entrepreneur.
What about you? Like, have you had a moment that's like, okay, I'm trying to build my brand. I'm trying to be recognizable, especially because, again, we're all in saturated industries. I saw someone on Twitter that was like, you done being a stripper? Go get your real estate license. And I'm like,
I hate when they do that.
Come on. They be knowing everybody, They might be, you don't want that.
Real estate getting the money, though.
Look, stay in the strip club. We'll tip y'all. But, like, what is a moment that you felt like, okay, I'm building this brand, but I feel like it's not going the way that I want it to?
I feel like, for me, entrepreneurship only give me a hard time, honestly, financially. Like, only is like when you hit in that spot where, like, you put all this money into doing this and you don't see that return. Like, kind of what we talked about in one of our previous episodes when I first started, I was investing a lot of money into things that I just kind of didn't need to invest in. Then when you got to that point of, like, how am I going to pay my bills next month? Because it's not a matter of, like, I know the work that it takes. Like, I'm going to do it regardless. But it's kind of like, dang, once I get into that bind of, like, what in the world have I gotten myself into? That's when I'm like, girl, do you really want to do this, or you want to go back to that 9 to 5 and know that you're getting that check every 2 weeks? Like, what you want to do? But I'm still here, so we see how that worked out.
They say heavy is the head that wear the crown. So
say it again.
Heavy is the head that wear the crown. You know what I'm saying?
So, and the braids, because my head is very heavy right now. But no, seriously, I think to that point, I feel like entrepreneurship, like waking up and being successful as an entrepreneur, is really a choice. Because again, I have 3 degrees, and some days I really say, do I have to keep doing this? Yeah. Like, it's a lot. I feel like you're dealing with so many different factors. One thing you touched on was the fact that we can't just pick up the phone and call our manager like, oh, that's not going right now. Can you fix it? Like, it's all on you. Plus the fact that, like, if it's on you, that means the money on you too. So if the money not coming in, that's also on you. It's so many different factors and pieces. And I feel like when you're building a brand, it's really important to figure out, like, the why. Like, why you're doing it, why you're staying consistent, like, that whole kind of thing. Because it's like, for me, I do it, obviously, for financial reasons because I need money. But I also do it because I love the work that I do, and I feel like it's something fulfilling and helpful. So what's the why? Like, I know you said you like fashion. You know, the girls had you cleaning off the shoes. Like, but what's the actual... That's the only thing it's not a lie. Like, I'm summarizing. Like, what's the why for your brand? Like, why you really decided to, like, take it seriously?
The why is, like, I'm already doing it. Like, I'm going to do this either way. Like, whether I was, you feel me, I had a 9 to 5, like, I'll still be drippy at the 9 to 5. Like, you feel me? So, why not get paid for it? And, like, you feel me, like, the reward, like, being in control of your own time, like, you feel me, financially, that, you feel me, ROI, return on investment, like, all of that's, like, up to par.
Okay.
I like it.
I know that wasn't a phone. Okay, so let's give the people some tips. I feel like we need to give them some real tips that they can kind of walk away with to kind of help them get their brand to the space and place that they want to be in. So people who are like in the e-commerce, into fashion, into that whole kind of wave that you're in, what is some advice that you have for people who are like starting off, trying to build a brand, especially within fashion?
Individuality, like, that's number one, because it's like every other style already taken. So it's like, what's going to make somebody buy yours rather than buying the next person's? And if you is copying off somebody, like, that's only going to, like, be for so long. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, do people copy Ricchezza?
I don't know, like, you feel me? Like, I'm inspiring people. I'm inspiring people. Like,
you are very media trained.
I'm inspiring people.
That's a good thing. You're inspiration.
Yeah,
I mean, they can try to switch it up a little bit, but...
Okay.
Because I'd rather, on some real stuff, though, like, I bet, like, I'd rather somebody... Now, I ain't gonna rather them do this, but if you making money off clothes, have you making money off clothes, and you ain't robbing somebody, mama or auntie or anybody, like, that's cool. Like, you feel me? This is slight, like, you feel me? So if I inspire y'all, you feel me? I'm finna keep putting out waves and keep coming up with trends to inspire y'all. You feel me?
They be saying imitation is the highest form of flattery, but y'all know I do not.
It's not flattering, though. It's really annoying. You feel me? But it's whatever.
I feel like we see that a lot in our business, too. Like, I think, obviously, e-commerce is way easier to copy, right? Somebody can see your design, literally go back, sketch something very similar, print it, and say it's their own. With us, it's like, you see this wave of real estate, and it's like everybody doing the exact same thing. And to me, it just gets aggravating. I think from a consumer perspective, I always feel like, how are you as a consumer able to differentiate who's really doing real estate when everybody is putting out the same motion?
Yeah, doing the same thing. How can they differentiate? I don't know. I don't know how they consider different. I guess you can. I feel like people can read between the lines. Like, they can read between the view on social media, putting on the act. Sometimes, anyway, unless they like really, really good, or they can know like this person is genuinely. And then it goes from like who you know personally. Like I've heard through this person, grapevine, you know, sphere of influence. Like, I know that she
word
lit.
of mouth, like, it's probably the more that y'all show. So it's like, okay, this person can do like surface level, like real estate, realtor type content. But like, if you actually showing them more, like contracts getting drawn up, or I don't know, you feel me? But like, you know, and like testimony reviews, like, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's like, as a consumer, that's what I would look at.
Okay, so you being in e-commerce, right? What kind of stuff do you feel like people want to see more? Like, what do you think someone who's like selling an actual product should be doing to like really put themselves out there, especially when it comes to social media? Because I feel like that's the way right now. If you're not on social media, you really don't have a business.
I feel like just different like things dealing with your brand, like showing content like of you having the inventory, you doing photo shoots, you like
actually doing the work.
Designing, like, you feel me, like behind the scenes type stuff.
Yeah, getting more personable. I like that. That's what we're trying to start doing.
Well,
y'all doing it.
We trying to get a little more.
I be trying to be private, but I'm like, dang, y'all want to be in my business, so I guess I gotta push y'all in my business.
Do you struggle with that? I feel like that's a struggle for me.
That's a real struggle for me.
I feel like, to your point, people do want lifestyle, and I do struggle because, again, I'm also a very private person. Stay out of my business. Like, I give y'all everything that I want to give, and I feel like I'm giving so much. And if y'all don't like that, I don't know.
I struggle with it only because, like, I don't like when stuff feel forced. Like, just me, like, I feel like if I had to call somebody and be like, hey, come film this, like, that's forcing it. Like, but it's like...
Anytime we got to pull out that tripod, I be mad. Because it's like, I don't want to do
it. And I always struggle
But that's
with
what you got to do. I mean, you ain't got to do it, but, like, that's the type time we living in right now. So it's not, you feel me, you got to be shameless. Like,
I like that.
point,
I like that. You gotta be shameless.
I'm very
I'll
prideful.
put it on my notes.
Shameless.
Gotta be shameless.
Taisha,
I think y'all
please.
put that on there. I feel like as a business owner though, I'm also very, very prideful because it's like it's hard for me to like feel like I need something or need someone to help me pivot. But I feel like I'm gonna speak for myself. I feel like I've always needed something or someone to just kind of help me navigate a space. Like whether it was figuring out the right systems to use or whether it was to figure out what type of brokers you wanted to go to. Like we are big on mentorship. Did you have like any type of mentor or like somebody that you could at least like bounce ideas off of as you was growing your brand?
No, I did not have nobody, but not to say that it probably wasn't nobody offering, but I just like the type of person I am, like, I'd rather do it my way.
That's that Leo, like
I'm not finna like, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather it feel on my end rather than like listening to somebody else and then be like, dang, what if I would have did it my way? Like, you know what I'm saying?
But why is that though? Is it like I just want my ideas to go through? It doesn't matter if I don't want.
I'm already confident in like my own ideas and thoughts. So it's like, you feel me? I'm gonna see it through. Like, you know?
Gotta see it through, my boy.
You feel me? We gotta see it through.
All right, look, this is not Carisha, please, but we gotta get a little bit of smoke in here. Okay, you are into fashion. You are like this is your space. So tell us right now, like obviously outside of Ricchezza, which we gonna drop the link so y'all can go shop.
Oh, yeah,
the man drop fire stuff all the time, so y'all stay tuned and stay put on that. But like in terms of other brands, right? What is like one of the brands that you see that's kind of like up and coming that you feel like is doing it right when it comes to like marketing or anything like that?
I'd say Millie.
Yeah, shout out to them.
He's from South Carolina.
Really?
South Carolina.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
I only know one brand from South Carolina that I'm gonna shout out.
Yeah. Only one. I just had on some of their stuff yesterday.
Millie.
That's another brand from South
Yeah.
Carolina.
Dang.
Which one? What you
Only
Only
one?
one?
Yeah.
South Carolina. Shout out to South Carolina,
Yeah.
man.
Big
Y'all
one.
be sleep.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else?
Culture Chicago.
Period.
It's
Shout
an
out
up
to
and coming
Shay.
brand
Okay.
from out west, you feel me? Yeah. That's like, you feel me?
Okay.
Off the top. Like,
I love that.
That's
and
what
I
I'm
do gotta
wearing
say
for
this.
real though.
And that's why I said it because I feel like you being in this space, you could be one of those people that's like, I'm only gonna wear Ricchezza and I don't know. But I always see you like showing love to like other people. And I feel like that, right? Somebody showed you love and like you always pay that forward. And I really appreciate that.
We got another South Carolina brand because you know I gotta shout out my cousins, Platinum Profit.
Okay.
If you haven't heard of them, like you need to go check them out. Like Platinum Profit is lit.
For sure. I'm gonna check them out.
Let me
Send me the link or something.
I'm gonna send you the link.
For sure.
Okay, so on the back end, right, we know everybody got these like mainstream brands. What mainstream brand do you feel like is like overrated?
I've been seeing TikToks with that.
They be asking that?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you feel like is a brand that's like, okay, this is getting overrated?
The Denim Tears.
The who?
The Denim Tears.
I don't even know what that is.
Denim Tears.
The
Denim Tears with the flowers.
Yeah.
I look at them as like flowers on the pants.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the little white
it's cool though,
flowers.
and it's not
cute.
because of them. It's just because the people burning out with making the fake stuff. So it's like it's just.
I didn't even know it was
what
a designer brand. I thought it was like
No, it's designer. It's, you feel me?
like
But
Urban
yeah,
Outfitters.
That's my answer.
Okay, period. I was gonna say Gucci, like,
No,
I think
not
Versace.
and I love Gucci, but I just be like, dang.
F.O. Sachi?
It's just too accessible now.
Visucci,
Like, y'all
whatever
remember
that
back in the
thing
day
called.
when you get like something Gucci or something, it's like a
Yeah,
big deal.
status. I mean,
Like-
it depends on what you get though.
That is true.
Like the all over print, kind of, but it's like, you know, they got some cooler pieces.
Okay. What person wore your brand that you was like, which one shocked you the most? Like, obviously with the thug thing, like you knew it was coming because you had that kind of link up. But like, what was one person when they, like you saw them in your clothes, you was like, dang, I wasn't expecting this, but this kind of fire.
Eduardo Camavinga.
Okay.
That's a famous soccer player from Real Madrid. That's the team.
It's international, ladies and gentlemen.
No, for sure. Like that shocked me because it was like no prior like connection or nothing. Like just seeing like he brought it up the site and then he posted it and I seen him win. Like you feel me? Everybody was there. So that was like a big shocker. And you know,
That's
like soccer over there, like that's
It's
like
huge. That's
How
like
did he get it? Like
he ordered it online.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Period.
Just went off the site.
Yeah, like no
Shout out to
doubt.
him,
Nah, for sure. Shout out.
I feel like that's
Camavinga.
when you know you made it.
That's
like
when you
people
know you
having
made it.
money and have emotion.
Yeah.
Don't try to go around you to be like, oh, send me something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they really support you and put the dollars into it. I think that's real big.
We love that.
We love that.
Oh.
Okay, I gotta ask one more question off the strength of that.
Okay.
Do y'all ever, like, how often do you feel like people ask you for like a handout or like a free service? Like, oh, you my man. It's like, oh, we in the same business. And they kind of want you to like bless them with some Ricchezza. Like, how do you go about that?
I don't think about it like that only because like I think of everything as like transactional. So it's like, you feel me? Like I got something you want, like you could promote it. Like you don't gotta be a Young Thug, like you got your own type of audience, you got your own motion. Like, all right, we could work some out. You feel what I'm saying? But it just got to be transactional.
See, I asked this because I saw something, it was probably on Instagram, but they were basically talking about like, oh, like when you make a brand, your friends and your family want you to give it to them for free, but you spending all this money on designing this and designing that. And I kind of feel like that a little bit about my business. Like, honestly, real estate is very transactional, obviously, right? I don't get paid until the transaction is closed. But like, I get paid on everything I do, but I might have a family friend or something. I ain't gonna tell y'all who, but if y'all know me, y'all know. I work with one of my family members. She always asks me for a discount. And it's like, girl, I need my coin. I don't like that. Because I feel like I don't discount the work that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I really don't care to discount the price.
Meet me halfway.
I'm different. I don't know if it's a Southern thing or what, but like whenever I did have my e-commerce, my family, my friends just went in the shop. I had nobody text me like, can you just give me this? They just went on and got it.
On business.
Yeah, they just went and got it, and that was it. I was literally offering them like, it's okay, like I'll send you this. Like, you know, I send them something extra with it. It's like, I don't know, but shout out to them.
I love that. No, and I feel like you gotta support the people that support you. I also agree though with transactional. Like, if it's somebody here who like you might have to take a pay cut or something, and they can put you in a position to change your life. What you say? Don't be shamed.
Don't be shameless.
Don't be shameless. Be shameless. Don't be prideful.
But transactional at the same time.
But also transactional. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Let me make sure I got that right.
We got a lot of gems.
Be shameless, not prideful, as long as it's transactional.
For sure.
I like that. Okay, I love this title. Okay, I love this. We obviously don't want to keep you here all day, wish we could. But before we kind of wrap up, tell the people something, give them a piece of advice, like for everybody who's watching this who may be like stuck in their business or just kind of thinking about how to either get in or get over the humps that they are in. What do you have to say to them?
And like all procrastination, like if you think about something, like just do it.
Can you repeat it again? Look in the camera too.
Which one I'm looking at?
Look in that one.
And all procrastination, like if you think about something, like you gotta do it. Like, you feel me? Because the answer or the outcome always gonna be a fail if you don't never try. You feel me? We got time right now, so might as well just go ahead and get to it and do it.
Okay. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. It's not Sunday, but the pastor has preached a sermon in here today. I love that. Taisha, do you have any advice for people who are building brands who might be at their turning point or just like feeling like they're ready to give up? Any advice for them?
Keep going. I literally made a post about this yesterday. Like, keep going. Like, it's going to be rough. It's not going to be a straight path. It's not going to be easy. But like, if you love it, you know this is meant for you. You want to see it through to the end. Keep going. Like, that's it. At the end of the day, I wrote it on my board yesterday. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
I love that.
I like that.
2 simple words.
For me, especially if you love what you do and what you do makes you happy, the devil is the thief of joy.
Yes.
So when you are happy and doing something, even if it may not be giving you every single thing you want, the devil's job is to come through and kind of make it feel like this is not for you. It's not meant to be. Anything that was ever like worth having was not easy to get there, right? I feel like him building a brand from, Chicago to Atlanta to Madrid. Okay, that wasn't easy. Us coming down here, selling multi-million dollars worth of real estate. Like, it wasn't easy. Consistency was key. And, no matter how hard it was, we stuck with it. So the devil is the killer of all joy. If what you're doing makes you happy, stay with it, stick with it, stay grounded. Don't be prideful. Be shameless. As long as it's transactional.
Yeah. See, I need that as a little sound, but I need to wake up to that.
Wait, I'm dropping the shirts for that, and I'm going to put the link down below because now I need my little
ahead. That's cool.
I love this. Well, I'm so glad that you came and sat on the table.
I'm honored. This is cool.
Appreciate y'all. You got some gems for sure.
For sure.
Okay, anybody got something to toast to?
We cheers into the brand.
Cheers into the brand. To the growth in the brand.
To shameless.
To being shameless. You know what I'm saying? Shameless. All 2024. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will see y'all next week on Hustle Haven.
You did.